Good morning, goeiemorgen, away, kia ora to my South African friends and the New Zealand people living down here. Yeah, we've got some news this morning. My name is Viljoen, all the way from Welcome Bay, down in Tauranga. And this morning, unfortunately, currency partners could not join us due to load shedding. Even Cyril is trying to stop us. So, sadly enough, we've been on the phone the whole time, but we could not get them live down here. Load shedding has taken its toll down in South Africa. So this morning you're stuck with me. But just back to the old load shedding part. If you ever thought about moving your money, it's probably a good idea to move it before they start plunging your hard-earned cash into defunct organizations like Eskom, SAA, and those other brilliantly run state organizations. All right, you just saw the view there. That's a view from our new place that we are living in. We have moved over the weekend. It's been a hectic move. We moved everything took about 2 days. We had old Colin and Rudy down here, and they gave me a hand. They were really working their asses off. Sorry, am I allowed to say that? No, we're really working hard. That's a better word. Working hard to help me with that. So we moved in. As you can see at the back, it's just put up the banner so that we have something against this crazy barren walls, because everything is very barren. They redid the house in the past 9 months before they sold it, and then painted everything white. So everything it's really white. Everything was white. The walls, the ceilings, the floors. They had tiles in here, light creamish white tiles, and we changed that. We chucked in some laminated flooring. The whole bottom part of the house is now laminated flooring. It's much hotter underneath, and hopefully it will stay a bit more cleaner than anything else. So, yep, as I said, currency partners could not join us. Sorry about that. A few things that caught my eye while I was moving is the type of house you move into, and how can I say, what you can expect from moving into your own house. Shoddy workmanship is a big thing. We're now in the process of taking out all the cupboards in the kitchen. It was just badly designed. There's no place for the little rubbish bin. There's no place for a lot of stuff. My wife wants a unit where you can put your alcohol in, where I can put my coffee machine on. I didn't have coffee this morning. Goodness me, that's bad of me. We were so working trying to get the group of South Africa on there that I actually forgot to drink coffee. Can you believe that? So, yeah. But some of the challenges we are facing where we've moved in, for the first time ever, we're rural. So we've got RD5 on our postage, and for the South Africans who don't know what that is, it's quite interesting. It means we are 674 meters from civilization, as they call it, but 674 meters makes us rural. So we've got a post box here and there, but a big thing, a big one. It's got a little red thing on the side, like you see in the American movies. I saw a few of them in New Zealand, just never knew what it was all about. We had to register. The postman came around, gave us a registration form that we had to complete because we are now rural. So if we want to send packages or anything out to anybody, so those of you that have got birthdays coming up and you're receiving our chocolates, we take that and put that in the post box, lift the little red thing up, meaning there's post in there. He will come around, he'll take that out, take it with him. So no need for us to go to a post office anymore. So that's probably not a bad thing. He comes around once a day, he chucks our stuff in there. He doesn't put up the flag if there's anything in there, but we put up the flag for him to show that there is something in there. He put down the flag once he has moved that or taken whatever was in there. So that is one of the challenges, or one of the things we learned here. The other thing is electricity. In this old house, electricity is not the greatest. And in older houses, they don't have extractor fans. So that's something I will have to look at this morning when I got out of the shower. The whole place was fogged up. And I just realized an extractor fan is a must. I will need to get onto that as quick as possible. But this is our first Thursday in the house, so yeah, it's not going too bad. It's very quiet. Rural is really, really very quiet. So we have a good time. I'm actually sleeping much nicer than where we were in the past. In the past, you caught a lot of road noise. Every policeman that put the siren on to go to the local donut shop came past us with the siren on, and you could pick that up in the night. So down here, if anybody drives out of the complex, or the what's it called, the gated estate, let me get the wording right, the gated estate. If they drive out of the gated estate, that's probably the only time that I will hear them. But I see from about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, nobody drives here. Everybody's just quiet in the houses and so on. And most of them just go down to the pool and pop into the pool. We've got a heated pool down here. Another interesting fact: they take the water out of the aquifer at the bottom at 45 degrees and chuck that into the pool. And every second day they put all that water back into the earth and refill it immediately. So every second day we've got fresh hot water in there, so there's no chlor or anything like that they chuck in their swimming pools. Interesting. Last night at about 8 o'clock we went down there. The water wasn't too bad, but the wind was extremely cold. So we lasted about 30 minutes in the water, and then we had to get out. So something else that's starting to worry me about New Zealand is the way that I think. I actually found out the other day somebody drove right in front of me and I started swearing in English. That's not interesting. I mean, come on. Jeez. Yeah. But that's part of what we will have to get used to down here. So, but thinking in English, that is starting to happen to me. In the past, I only used to think in Afrikaans. But the joke is I speak more Afrikaans down here, work-wise, than I did in South Africa. But I start thinking in English. I had the plumber down here because he had to remove one of the bathrooms or one of the toilets that's at the bottom so they can put the laminate flooring underneath the toilet. And he gave me somebody that can do my kitchen cabinets. And this guy came and ended up, he's a South African from somewhere in the West Transvaal, as he called it still. I don't know what the new name is of the West Transvaal, but yep. West Transvaal has changed the name. So, guys, if you are having any questions this morning, every weird things pop it up, except on my personal Facebook page. I don't see those comments until later. But if you are on any of the other pages, I think we are running live on 7 or 8 pages this morning. If you are on there, pop me your comment, your question, whatever you want there. Let's discuss a few things and see where we can get this morning. Also changing your details between the one address to the other address, also quite easy. You can go online. I haven't done it yet. We had internet problems. So this is the first morning we wake up with internet. They swung my internet over from the previous premises to the new premises on Friday. And from Friday onwards, I had no internet. So eventually they sent a little Filipino guy out here. And he scratched around in every box that he could find, and then he found the problem. We had a break in the fiber cable. No, it wasn't stolen. It was just a break somewhere. It kinked, and then it breaks. It had about 5 different markings on it, and then I had to wait another day for somebody to come and blow through the fiber because they bring a big machine down here. So yesterday I looked like if I had a fiber company, it was just fiber vehicles in front of my place and guys working, all putting a small little fiber cable through to the second floor of my house. So I started this massive machine up that blows air through a hose, and then they chuck the fiber in there and this blows it up. That was done in about, I think, 1 minute, 2 minutes, something like that. But, yep, to those of you that just joined us, sorry about the fact that we could not get currency partners on the line due to load shedding. And if you're thinking of moving your money out of South Africa, it's probably a good time now. Money hasn't been doing that well in South Africa at all. The rand-dollar exchange rate has just been gone up and up and up. I think on yesterday it was 11.21. When I left 3 years ago, that was at 9.30, and I thought it was expensive. So 9.30 to 11.21, that's about 30% that you've lost real value. Because you have money in South Africa, let's say you have R1 million in South Africa. If you bring it over here, you've lost 30%, except for the exchange rate, you lost 30% more of that value. So that's just the way I see money. So yeah, that's the challenges. One of the other challenges, once you move into your own house, is to get everything ready, everything in place. And so, my lovely wife is bringing me coffee. Goodness me. Oh, she probably wants my credit card again this morning. Because she's been shopping up a storm, let's be quite frank, but she bought good things. I'm going to be quite frank on that. The house was a blank canvas. There was no shuttering, there was no blinds, there was no curtains, anything like that. They're still busy putting up curtain railings for me at the bottom. At the top, one night I had to put in the curtain railings. Oh my goodness, I was so tired after working with my hands in the air for about 3 hours. And then the wife went out, spent our hard-earned money and bought us some beautiful curtains. So it's starting to slowly but surely look like a house. It's starting to slowly but surely look like a place where I can live in. I aren't allowed to show you my office. It looks terrible because I just brought the previous furniture that I had in my old office and I put it down here. And sadly enough, it doesn't fill anything. I've got a nice big office now, and we'll have to build custom-made furniture just to fit in here. So can't wait for that to happen. But first of all, let's just have to sort all the other little stuff out. At least we've got internet. We can start working again. We struggled a bit with working the past, I would say, that from Friday onwards, we really struggled. And even down here, the local mobile data, the mobile data down here isn't really that good. It's absolutely ridiculous. For certain parts, I had to put the mobile data on the back, or actually put myself on the back of my chair while I run with the cable through to my laptop. And whenever I did an attachment, if I sent out wills, it didn't want to send because of the attachment was too big. So eventually I had to drive into town just to get a few of the emails sent that has attachments to that. So, but from yesterday, about 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, we had internet and it's up and running. I put one of these TP wire mesh links in here. So far, it's working. I didn't know what I'd do or how to do that, so I went onto YouTube and had a look, and even not the guy on YouTube could explain it to me 100%. So eventually, just ended up plugging a few things into each other, and then suddenly, whoop, we had internet. So yeah, with all that minor, I want to call it minor issues that we have, we still had a lot of fun. To be quite frank, it's a lot of fun. Our kitchen, I took off some of the doors in the kitchen, the cupboard doors, and I had to take that off so I can put the laminate flooring in there. Then I had to cut a piece of the stone top so we can put the new gas stove in there. The wife wanted a gas stove, which she bought herself, and we put that in there. And now we're waiting for somebody just to do the cabinetry for us. We had to ask a few people around for quotes, but sometimes they all get busy and it takes forever to get quotes back. So let's see, we had somebody over last night, as I said, this ex-South African guy, and he actually gave us quite a few good ideas on what to do with the area there. So I'm just going to have I should actually make a decent cup of coffee. I'll need to do it more. So now that's the interesting part. Living rural has come with a few other interesting things. In South Africa, living rural would have come with a few snakes, probably a few burglaries. It comes in New Zealand, it comes in the form of bunnies. Actually, real live bunnies. So let me see if I got a picture of the bunnies somewhere. I took a picture actually yesterday of the bunnies lying down. Let's see if I can put that up. That's one of the bunnies in my garden, just taking a snooze there, just doing nothing, just being a bunny. Yeah, it looks very much like the South African haas. I think probably his family of that species there as well. And then they just lay around. Then we got those little black birds. I don't know what they're called. I will have to look that up because they are stuffing up the garden. The wife actually went out and sweep the little bed going. We've got a little orchard. We got about 5 citrus trees on the side, and we've got the little footpath going past that, which was in paving, and so she just swept it, and the birds went in there and they chucked everything out. So I don't know how to stop that, because they can really make a mess, if you want to call that a mess. So they were making a mess there. If you look over the little hill behind us, then you can see some cows even going down there. And on the far side, we can see boats on the ocean. On a good day, you can see quite a few boats coming in and out the harbor. So we actually got a very good view, better view than we had in the past. This was a picture I took the other night as the sun was going down. No, sorry, this was a sun up. This was a sun up. I'm not confused where I am. This was a sun up. We still need to get the weather station up and running, so that will happen within this week. And then for the first time, I need to get my power tools and start mowing the lawn. I have sold my lawnmower, the one working with a wire, and we've gone wireless. We're on battery power now, so all over the house you'll see all these batteries being charged. So I think later today, I've just got training at 9, and then after 10 I'm free, and if there's not a lot of work, I could probably just cut one of the pieces of grass. I've got 3 nice flat pieces of grass, so it won't be that difficult to cut. Yeah, moving out, going onto your own, it's quite expensive. I had to get somebody to clean up the house where we lived in. The wife said it's just going to be too much for us to clean that as well, because we had to come down here to clean this side up. When I cut the stone, I made a bit of a mess, so it was dust all over. Luckily, the wife who could help me clean that up, so that was cleaned up. On the other side, we had a team of people cleaning up there, and eventually the cost was $830 to clean that up. You know, that included washing the floor or washing the carpets here and at the old house. So there's 2 carpet washers in amongst all of that, but at the end of the day, it still cost a lot of money. And then we rented a truck. Here in New Zealand, you can rent quite a big truck, but you can still drive on a motor car license. So we rented quite a big truck, and at the end of the day, the next day, Sunday morning, 7 o'clock, I started the truck up here. Probably had all the neighbors up in arms at me at that stage, but yep, they then we took the truck to the refuse station, as we call it. We took all the rubbish away. That was actually quite a nice experience to see how far you can throw some of your old electrical appliances. So if you are out there and you're bored, take all the old stuff that you're not using anymore, that stuff that's been broken. I had a Panasonic printer. Actually bought this thing brand new. Bought it in South Africa, used it until the ink that they supplied in the cartridges was done, and then we could not find ink for that specific printer down in New Zealand, because it's a South African only printer. So I can promise you that printer flew like crazy. I just loved throwing with the printer. Somebody else brought a massive piece of glass, and they threw that. So you park your truck against an area, and then they've got this area at the bottom where you chuck your stuff over, but that is concrete. So whatever falls in there falls extremely hard and loud. So we threw a few things that we don't need anymore that was giving us grief around the house, and it actually was mildly satisfying, to be quite frank on that. I don't know who cleaned that up afterwards, but they had a big dozer there, probably just chucked the dozer through there. So yeah, on our side, I can actually feel that the days are getting longer. The sun is up earlier. The time that it goes down at night is also a bit later. So slowly but surely, spring is getting its feelers into there. The mornings are still chilly, and the evenings can become chilly. But overall, like yesterday, we had a lovely day, and I think today is also going to be a lovely day. So if you are out there and you can go to the beach, pop down to your local beach and enjoy that. If you are a surfer, go and enjoy the surf. So probably try and get out with a boat again from this weekend. We've now finished moving, so the boat's here, the caravan's here. Got a lot of tidying up around your new place. So that's just, I find that interesting that one person does it this way, and then the next person, or as we come along, we want to change everything and do it some way totally different. But that's probably human nature. That's how human natures work, and that's why it makes us such interesting people, or some of us are more interesting or less interesting. So to the South Africans out there, guys, it looks like it's quite bad. Load shedding currently in South Africa. I got a few questions. Is it wise to get your annuity out of South Africa, seeing that the government is looking at getting their hands into pension schemes? I would say yes. If you got money in South Africa and you are in New Zealand, I'll pop the link up a bit later. Then click on that link. They help you with financial immigration. The prices has gone up to 15,500. That was a normal price rise. Nothing to do with the fact that that there's a bit of a rush to get out. They haven't put their prices up, I think, in 2 or 3 years, and they put the prices up. You'll see the prices at 15,500. It's about still half the price which all the other companies is charging. So other ones saying, Facebook users saying, happy wife, happy life. That is so, eh? That is so. My wife is quite in the element here. She loves to decorate. She loves to do things. She loves to make a place beautiful. So Natasha Hampson saying, why can't one withdraw their annuity while immigrating instead of after immigrating? Point one, the withdrawal of your annuity has nothing got to do with the fact that you are actually immigrating. You are immigrating. You as a person is leaving the country. That's the way I see it. You as a person is leaving the country, packing up your bags and going. Once you are on the other side and you've decided to stay, that is when your money can join you. So your money, your retirement annuities can pack up their bags and join you in New Zealand, Australia, wherever else you are in the world. That can just go with you. But there's a certain rules and regulations, like you have to be out of the country. So I know a lot of people were relying on the fact that they can have, or that they have money in the retirement annuities and get that out and start the immigration process with that. But as a taxpayer still in South Africa, you're not allowed to get your retirement annuity out. That's the law. Unfortunately, that is the law. Other question coming through, what are the tax implications of financial immigration? Guys, I have just seen something pop up on my screen from Currency Partners that are going to try and be with us next week, Thursday. So I'm going to leave the tax implications of financial immigration for them to answer. The reason why, I'm not a tax advisor, to be quite frank. I don't like SARS. I don't like tax. I don't like paying tax in South Africa. That's why I tell everybody, get your stuff out. If you are out of South Africa, get your stuff out. Get your money out. Move. You have left the country. Why would you still want money in there? I've heard this the other night. Somebody said to me, they're getting 8% per year growth on their money in South Africa that's in the money market. Now, that has dropped as well now because the Reserve Bank dropped the repo rate. That has dropped by I think about a 1%. I'm not quite sure how much it dropped, but it has dropped. So, but when let's say you're getting 8% out. You're getting 8%. You can still be taxed on that money, on the growth. But the other problem is, in the past year, you've lost 30% on the Forex exchange. So your 8% less 30%, that leaves you with a 22% loss. So if you brought your money out and stuck it in the bank here in New Zealand, where you get about 2 to 3%, it's not a lot to get 2 to 3% here, you would have been better off with 2% than a loss of 22%. So this may sound stupid, it may sound illogical, because at the end of the day, if you look at your physical rand value, you have more rands because you left it here, or you left it in South Africa at a rand value, which grows at 8%. But once you move the money over, you will see your dollar value has diminished. Dollar value has gone down by 22%. So at the end of the day, you are going to buy in dollars down here. If you need to send money back to South Africa for parents, for whatever reason, you need to send money down there, you're actually scoring 22%. You're doing, or let me say, you're actually scoring 30%, because that's the devaluation of the currency has gone down by. So you're actually getting 30% more value putting your dollars into your South African account, but not the other way around. The other way around, I think you will always be at a loss. I can't foresee in the future that this is going to change or going to improve drastically. So once it went up to about nearly 12 rand to the dollar, to the New Zealand dollar. I gave instructions to currency partners to sell off my last amount of money. And I said, once it has reached 11 rand, I want you guys to sell off. And they can put a trigger on there, and they put the trigger on there for 11 rand. And at 10.99, it sold off. It dropped down to about 10.97, and it shot back up. So I was so lucky that they could have this trigger in there, that once it reached a certain amount that I gave them, that it could be sold off. Otherwise, I wouldn't have sold off the money, because once I saw the amount to where it has dropped to, and I had to then trigger them, by that time it would have gone past that and back to the 11 rand, 11 rand 12, 11.15, around there, which would have been if I would have made a bigger loss than I'm currently making. So the loss is real money. Don't think about it as a virtual loss. You're losing real money. If you change between South African rands now to New Zealand dollars, you're losing 30% of what you could have earned, or what it could have changed about a year ago. But that is what has happened. That is where the country is going. There's nothing we can do about that. So Natasha asking, will currency partners discuss the new thing the government wants to put on the annuity next year and how it will affect us? Natasha, that was one of the main reasons we wanted them on this morning, is to discuss the new laws coming into effect next year, because the new law can really hurt everybody. It can hurt everybody. Let me say this: the new law is going to hurt the people in South Africa, and the new law can hurt you in New Zealand as well. Plus, then they've got this, that they want to delay the financial immigration by roughly 3 years. But I leave that to them. They're the experts in that field. I leave that to them to explain to us. They've explained it to me in quite simple terms, and I do understand the way. And I think it's better for them to really talk to us about that, as well as the tax implications that financial immigration can bring. Also, the tax implications of financial immigration when you bring money over to New Zealand. I think it's for the first 48 months or 36 months that you can bring money in, as long as you can prove where it comes from. So it's not money laundering. You can bring money in basically as much as you want to. And then thereafter, they could start asking questions of where the money comes from. So money coming from financial immigration, it's got a track record. You know exactly where that money comes from. So don't be afraid to bring your money over to New Zealand. It won't be grabbed by the government down here. So, all right, looks like our time has come and gone. I'm sorry about the fact that we could not have currency partners here this morning. Sadly, load shedding is one of the things that is in South Africa. It looks like it's going to stay that way. Now it's a sad state of affairs, but let's go there. I don't want to feel morbid this morning, so let's feel good. Guys and girls, my name is Jan Viljoen, all the way from Welcome Bay in Tauranga, and you've been with me for 30 minutes with Jan. So thanks until next Thursday. Probably Saturday we'll try and go live while we are on the social page. I've got a few ideas in my head, but I'll leave it until Saturday. So until then, stay well. If you're in South Africa, go and sleep. Government probably already put off your power, so no worry about that. New Zealanders, get up and go to work. See you all. Bye-bye.